All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Want to talk about CNN's front page and most specifically this top story right now, what this COVID-19 survivor wants protesters to know. So we're going to talk about that as well as the deal reached on small businesses, some relief since the small business fund had become depleted last week. We'll start real quick with the small businesses because both stories are connected. So notice, today, April 21st, 2020, a date with 45 numerology, we get relief for small businesses. And of course, in Gematria, small businesses equals 45. Look at what the relief amount is. 450 billion. Key digits 45. Again, everything done by the federal government and news media every single day is done by this code. And we're going to talk more about this itty-bitty relief package in comparison to the $6.2 trillion that the mega bankers just got, where Donald Trump laughed about it and said he was going to put his best signature on it, of course, because Donald Trump is owned and controlled by the banks, which again I will definitively prove for any, doubter of that. For anyone who thinks Trump's the savior, this guy who's absolutely owned and controlled by the banks. Again, I got a real red pill for you in this video. A lot of people calling themselves red pill, that all they give out is blue pills and bullshit. A lot of placebos out there. But you got that story on the 45 date numerology, and then you have this one about the survivor. And of course, survivor equals 45. Again, on the 45 date numerology, and then you read the story, and let's just read the first opening paragraphs. Leah Blomberg's voice is still raspy from having a tube stuck down her throat for 9 days. Remember, what's the significance of 9? If you add 1 through 9 together, it equals 45. Her muscles are so weak, it takes her 45 minutes to take a quick shower. 45, the ninth triangular number, a mention of 9, and then a mention of 45. News on the 45 date numerology about a survivor. Now as she struggles to recover from coronavirus, she wants protesters to stop crying and complaining about shelter-in-place orders like the one in her state of Wisconsin that just got extended until May 26th. I spent 9 days in a medically induced coma on a ventilator due to this virus. I spent another 9 days in the ICU having horrible hallucinations from the meds. She posted on Facebook. So 2 9s? 9 days in a medically induced coma? 9 days in an ICU? This woman actually does have a Facebook page and it's open to the public. I already responded to her comment. I don't want to get in trouble for bullying, but I responded to her comment with this exact blog post that we're reading from. I said, "Are you telling the truth, Leah? Is this the truth?" The article goes on. I basically, by the way, her name has GematriaEffectNews like Wisconsin. But it says, I basically had to learn how to walk again due to muscle atrophy from being 100% bedridden for 2 weeks. I'm lucky to be alive, the post continued. Stay in your house. Take the money the government is giving you. Stop complaining and be thankful for your health. Thank you, Governor Evers, for caring more about our health than our wealth. That's what prompted me to make this video. That is just so aggravating to read. Government doesn't give 2 shits about your health. Our government is controlled by the wealthy elite, and for decades they have been conspiring against the American people with policies that are meant to steal wealth from the middle class, the poorer people of this nation, and make that wealth go up to the very richest. It's why in the United States of America, 50 people have as much wealth. It's a real stat. 50 people have as much wealth as the rest of the country, because of policies like what's going on right now, which is a massive agenda about siphoning wealth from the common people and shifting it up to the already mega powerful. People like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, etc. This whole thing has nothing to do with health. We don't shut down the country every single year for the flu. So far, the flu has killed a lot more people than COVID-19, and it does every single year. We don't shut down the country for the flu. Nothing being reported makes any sense. A real report in mainstream media this Sunday that I heard multiple times traveling back and forth from Yakima to Olympia where the protest was. Something I heard multiple times on the radio is that it was one of the newer stories at the time. At a Boston homeless shelter, they had just tested all 400 people in the shelter. 164 tested positive for COVID-19. And out of those 164 people that tested positive, not a single one had any symptoms of sickness. What does that tell you about COVID-19? Seems to be something that exists within some people. And maybe it's been there for a long time. Maybe it's from a past illness. But it doesn't sound that dangerous. 164 positive, not one showing signs of illness in the time of a pandemic at a homeless shelter of all places. I mean, and there's just report after report after report that don't make any sense. This is a major agenda. So to read something like this, it's just disgusting. And again, it's just all news by the numbers. Every single day, it's news by the numbers. So I noticed that this local headline about this story out of Wisconsin from WTOC News, they emphasized stop complaining, right? Stop complaining, her remark. Notice the Gematria stop complaining, 22278, like Wuhan coronavirus, 22278, like event 201, 22278. Again, event 201 was the coronavirus outbreak simulation done October 18th, 2019, the same day the military World Games began in Wuhan, China. It was hosted by the World Economic Forum, co-hosted by the Johns Hopkins University and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. But when you write out event 201 is 22278, like the Masonic agenda order out of chaos is 22278, World Economic Forum's 222. And again, just one more time, I want to bring this all together in light of the other story on the front page right now about the small business deal of $450 billion, which is about 1/15 of what the mega bankers got. So, remember, the same day that the first coronavirus case was confirmed in the U.S., January 21st, 2020, which was confirmed in Seattle, where the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is. That exact same day, Donald Trump was in Switzerland talking to the World Economic Forum about world trade. And from Trump's birthday to that day was exactly his 222nd day of his age. It was also 7 months and 8 days. What were we just saying with all the 222 and 78? You know? So exactly 222 days or 7 months and 8 days into his age, he's talking to the World Economic Forum. And meanwhile, and he's talking to the people that sponsored Event 201. And keep in mind, Bill Gates was at this same thing 3 years to the day. Well, January 22nd, 2017 was the day Bill Gates was there. And Bill Gates at this same thing said that a pandemic is coming and it very well may be intentional. And Bill Gates has a million other things that he said over the years alluding to this. But Donald Trump, his 222nd day of his age, right? And again, World Economic Forum 222, Wuhan coronavirus 222, New York 222. We're going to get to why New York matters. Event 201 222. Event 201 was at New York. That's part of the reason it matters. Again, order out of chaos 222. But the real reason New York matters, where Donald Trump's from, is that from September 11, 2001, World Trade Centers, Trump at the World Economic Forum talking about world trade, from September 11, 2001 to the date the pandemic was declared, March 11, 2020, exactly 222 months. Exactly. And, you know, realize this is all about wealth and nothing to do with health. This whole agenda is all about wealth. It's all about world trade. It's all about creating more wealth for the very elite who don't give a shit about the people of this world, who look at them as, you know, insects, nothing. They don't care one bit about our lives. Donald Trump doesn't care one bit about our lives. Donald Trump, have you seen when he was signing the $6.2 trillion in stimulus? Hold on, let me finish this. Forgot to say something else about this. Let me finish this. Okay, so from the day that Trump was at the World Economic Forum, January 21st, to March 25th, the day that he signed off on $6.2 trillion in stimulus, most of which goes to the mega banks, Switzerland, where the banks are, and the mega corporations, the ones that are already sustaining, the ones that are allowed to do business, while the small people are made to shut down, told they're non-essential. From January 21st to March 25th was 65 days. Switzerland, 65, like Knights Templars, 65. The Knights Templars are the original bankers who fled to Switzerland after they were booted from France. Their symbol's the Red Cross. That's why you have two big military boats parked on both shores of this nation with big red crosses on them. It's symbolism. It's who's running this agenda. This agenda is coming out of Switzerland, where the World Health Organization is, where the World Economic Forum is, where all the major banks are. Switzerland, Knights Templar, pandemic, Year of the Rat, they're all 65. Don't forget the Event 201 simulation, 65 million people die. Don't forget in Seattle, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation helped rush out the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation helped rush out a trial vaccine in a record amount of days, which they said was 65 days. It's all ritual. It's all number ritual. It's all encoded messages. Don't forget the other place the Knights Templar have a long history is the UK. And United Kingdom, 65. I should have wrote up here that Bank of England, 65, because it is. They're 325 years old right now, 325. Trump signed that stimulus on March 25th, 325. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is 325, which is powerful all over the world. Here in the United States, the nation's capital is named after the Scottish Rite Freemason George Washington. David Icke, his interview with Brian Rose, the banker, one of those interviews was 325 days after David Icke's birthday. The other one was 325 days after Brian Rose's birthday. It got censored, like how in Event 201, they said they would need to censor the truth community, which they referred to as the misinformation of the internet. Again, David Icke mostly puts out good information, but remember, he came from the world of celebrity. He was a TV sports analyst before he became a truther. He called football games in Europe before he did, his truth content. He was already established on television. David Icke won't talk about Gematria. Why is that? I think it's because it would expose him. David Icke equals reptilian, equals Freemasonry, equals secret society. But, and again, when Trump gave his speech in Switzerland in Davos, it started at 11:47 local, 11:47. 47 in numerology is 11. 11's the master number. Remember, Trump's 47, like president, like White House, like DC, like government, like Republican, like Democrat, like authority, like the cabal, like policeman, like cop, like banks. Remember Brian Rose, he's the former banker, and his show is called London Real. And him and David Icke were complaining about being censored on April 7th, 47. Let me just show you real quick. London 74. April 7th can be written 74, but London Real's 47. Like Brian Rose is 47. Like Banks is 47. Again, I know a lot of you love David Icke. He does put out mostly good information, but again, I'm pretty sure the reason they have him talk about reptilians so much is so that he's easily dismissed, so that you can wash away all the truth that he says with it. I'm pretty sure he is controlled opposition. I'm pretty sure that's why they had the ritual of 325 days from both men's birthdays for the two interviews. But again, for this crap to be going on, this mockery right in our face, and realize these stories are up at the same time. These stories are up at the exact same time. Her saying it's about health and not wealth, and then, $450 billion for small businesses. Realize there's millions of people in the nation who need that relief. $450 billion is about 1/15 of $6.2 trillion, which is money that went to the super rich, super elite who are already still in business. You know what I mean? They're going to sustain the storm. They're not going anywhere. It's all these small people that are going to get hurt. And it's better than they gave them something than nothing. They could have left it completely depleted and said, sorry, you guys are all screwed. But again, just recognize, all of this stuff is ritual By the numbers, small businesses get $450 billion in relief on the 45 date numerology under the time of number 45 Donald Trump, who was announced as the 45th president-elect on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, where Berlin Wall equals 45. And speaking of which, for all of you who think Trump is the savior and he's here to fight the New World Order, again, the reason you believe that is because you believe and not think, and because you don't have enough information. So let's close out once again with my favorite video of all time. If I can get YouTube to come up here. Oh boy. Okay, so YouTube, Donald Trump. This keyboard I'm typing on is awful is the problem. Donald Trump Serta mattresses. It says 2012. This commercial's really from 2009. But check this out.
So what do you think of my Trump home mattress?
Hold on, I gotta boost the volume here. Why is this so quiet? Pay very close attention. Things to listen for. They'll never count sheep again. Born for the job. Looking good, number 9. And notice Trump's wearing the same suit and tie that he wore for selection night when he was called as the 45th president-elect in the early hours of November 9th, the fall of the Berlin Wall. Watch.
So what do you think of my Trump home mattress collection by Serta? Finally, the same luxury and comfort I demand in my hotels.
Oh, they'll never count sheep again.
Listen, why don't you come work for me?
What do you have in mind?
Something you were born to do.
Welcome to room 9.
Looking good, number 9, looking good.
Where's your dignity?
Where's your dignity? So, same suit and tie that he wore on selection night. Looking good, number 9, looking good. Again, when you add 1 through 9 together, it equals 45. Just like this story right here today. You know, the COVID-19 survivor. Survivor 45. 45 date numerology. It mentions how she had a tube down her throat for 9 days. She needs 45 minutes to take a shower. She was in a medically induced coma for 9 days. 9 more days in the ICU. Again, every single day, news by the numbers. Just taught about, this a few weeks ago in Gematria school, watching for these patterns of triangular numbers on date numerology. It's the same thing every single day. Small businesses 45, survivor 45. And anyway, this commercial here for Serta mattresses, talking to sheep on pillars with 11 and 9, the exact day that Trump's called the 45th president-elect. This sheep saying, where's your dignity? I mean, what kind of mattress commercial is this? It's mockery. I want you to see something about Berlin Wall. I want you to see it equals 45, like I said. I can tell you more about these other numbers too, but the 63, for now, notice the 63 as well. When I write out Serta, you'll see it's 63. What's 63 got to do with anything? 2016, the year that Trump became president-elect. Well, here, let me do it on numberempire.com, because that's right. I remember now that the pop-up window doesn't show on the live stream. But 2016 is the 63rd triangular number. So you see right here where it says triangular 63? That means if you add 1 through 63 together, it adds up to 2016. So that's why they have this commercial for Serta mattresses. This episode of Suddenly Susan, look at this, Suddenly Susan. May 8th, I think it was 1997. Your president. Notice this episode came out May 8th, 5-8. Donald Trump won the 58th U.S. presidential selection. He announced he was running from the 58-story Trump Tower. He hired the 58-year-old Steve Ray for Inauguration Day. Hillary's book was titled What Happened About Why She Lost the Election. Here's Donald Trump right here. He's in the episode. Hillary, her book, What Happened About Why She Lost. What happened? Here, I'll just show you. The most pure cipher, the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Here, let's get rid of the other ones. Hillary's book, What Happened? 58. Freemasonry. Nation's capital is named after a Freemason. Freemasonry, 58. Came out of the Rosicrucian order. Rosicrucian, 58. Their secrets are based in Solomon's Temple, 58. Secret Society, 58. Trump is not for the common people. He is part of this Masonic elite cartel. He works for the banks. He sold us all down the river. And it's just so sick that so many people are so mind-controlled and believe so much in this Orange Oompa Loompa, this goon. It's just sick, man. You don't see that that's a big FU, $450 billion for millions of people, but $6.2 trillion for the super mega rich? You don't get it? You don't see the fraud and scam in that? Imagine if you had 50 people in a line over here that were already well-to-do. They're gonna be just fine, you know. The world could shut down for 100 years. They're still gonna have enough wealth to survive and live lavishly. You got 50 of these people over here. And then over here you got millions that need that next paycheck or they are fucked. And Donald Trump comes down, he's like, oh, hey, my 50 best friends over here. I got $6.2 trillion for you guys over here. I know you didn't need it, but fuck, I love you guys. You made me the president of the United States. And then he looks over here at you millions, he's like, hey, you fucking idiots. Remember when I said in 2016 I love dumb people? I'm looking at you guys. Here, I got some chump change for you guys. Make sure you vote for me in 2020. And then the chumps for Trump, they're at the next rally, you know, with their flags. USA! 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 Trust me, I was just there in Olympia. It was like 90% full-on retards. Trump, MAGA, you know, with their flags, chanting USA! It's like, what the fuck is wrong with all of you? What does that flag represent to you? What's that chant mean to you? Why are you so... Why are you so about it? Why are you so about the USA? Like, I've realized since I was a kid that this nation fucking sucks. And it does. If you have eyes to see. You have to be told where to be from cradle to grave. Be in the classroom. Listen to authority figure. Take instruction. Follow instruction or else there's consequences. You know, you become a teenager. Somebody gives you some good green leaf and you're like, damn, I like this stuff. But you better be careful. Shit, you could end up in jail smoking those green leaves. In this free place, smoking leaves from the earth that just make you feel a little bit more relaxed. You know, a little less stressed. You're beat up from sports practice. Oh, your body doesn't hurt as much. Man, Big Brother says that you shouldn't take this or you'll end up in a jail cell. Man, I'm just so free. Man, this place just couldn't be any more free. You're 17 years old. It's 2000. A crackhead's running for president that's the son of the former Republican president. He's acting all smug and pompous on the campaign trail. Lo and behold, the election comes down to the state where his brother's the governor, which they told us it would 2 months in advance. And at first it's called for the other guy, then it's called for the brother. And then the brother's the president of the United States, the first Republican president since the last Republican president who was his father. And you're told to believe you're in a free land of elections? I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. And then you get the apprentice as president who says he can grab women by the pussy because he's rich. It's like, whoa, 8 years ago a guy couldn't even go, wahoo! Remember Howard Dean? He went, wahoo! And then they're like, wow, after the wahoo movement, his numbers just went down like this. But somehow Donald Trump can come out and say, look at me, I'm an orange-painted clown with a comb-over who can grab women by the pussy and my ratings just shoot up. It's like, wow, wahoo wasn't presidential, but pussy grabbing is presidential. USA! I mean, you guys, honestly, if you're awake and you don't know what to do at this moment, my real advice to you is to start looking for where to relocate in this world, because honestly, this is not the place to be. I know that. I've known that since I was in college, and ever since I was in college when 9/11 happened, when the buildings came down in the perfect demolition and everyone thought it was the man in the cave because the television told them so, because Uncle Numbnuts Bush Shrub II told us it was the man in the cave dweller. You know, I've known since then that I probably shouldn't live here. This is a nation of, I don't know. It's a nation of really bad things. Dumb people, blind people under a magical spell. It's just a garbage nation. It's a nation of people under total mind control that think getting fucked up the ass is the greatest freedom one could ever have. And when you point that out to them, they're like, well, if you lived in that country over there, you'd be getting fucked up your ass even more. It's like, okay, well, that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is I don't like getting fucked up my ass. And why is that country over there you just pointed out getting fucked up the ass even more? Is it because we went over there and bombed the shit out of them? You know? Destroyed all hope? While we all over here were like, USA! USA! I mean, it's just like, fucking A, man. God. So, I don't know what to do, you guys. By the way, if Shaggy's out there, High Impact Vlogs, somebody actually handed me one of your flyers when I was in Olympia. So your word's making it out there. And I looked at your flyer, Brian, and it said this: COVID-19 is a lie. Okay? I agree. Something's seriously wrong with this. Hold on. Before I go any further, I see a lot of people spreading lies, including Brian at High Impact Vlogs who made this. I'm going to tell you something that I know that you guys need to stop repeating because I can guarantee you it's false, and I actually wish I didn't have the information to make this guarantee, but I can guarantee that what a lot of you guys are reporting is false. Because you don't want to be out there putting out false information. It just makes us look bad. So a lot of you right now are all spreading this information, including this guy who said it 100 times already, that if you've ever gotten a flu shot, that you will test positive for COVID-19. The reason I know that is false is because my sweet lady, she has to get her flu shot every year for school. And I wish she didn't because, again, I don't think the flu shot's good. But she wants to go to school and it's one of the requirements. So she gets the flu shot every year. And recently, her classmate tested positive for COVID-19, which doesn't really mean much, and her classmate didn't have like any horrible symptoms. She was pretty much healthy, but she tested positive, so then it made my sweet lady start worried that she might have it, so then she wanted to go get tested, and I told her, no, let's not get tested, because I'm worried they're putting people in a database, and you don't want to be in this database. But she insisted on getting tested, so she went and got her test, and her result came back, and it was negative. So she did not test positive. She was negative, sweet lady, for COVID-19, but she gets her flu shot. So I know for a fact that if you get your flu shot, that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to test positive, but I see everyone in the truth community blabbing that out there like it's gospel. And again, that's why you don't see me regurgitating like any of this information that goes viral. Almost all the stuff in the truth community is garbage. It's not factual. It's not true. It's just like how the whole truth community was hijacked by Donald Trump, and all of a sudden the whole truth community thought Donald Trump was going to fight the NWO. No, it's garbage. It's this same truth community that won't share a peep about this knowledge that I've been putting out for 7 years, which is undeniable, which shows all the riddles going down. But anyway, to bring back up this flyer, and realize this is Brian, who was going back and forth with me for a while, and he ripped off my video about 1968 in the World Trade Centers and didn't give credit and took everything that I put in my video for verbatim, even the one mistake I made in it, which it doesn't matter. But the one thing he left out was Gematria. He wouldn't teach about the significance of the number 68 in the 9/11 ritual. But I'm just going to read Brian's flyer. And, you know, Brian has a lot of subscribers because Brian's never been deleted. I've been deleted 19 times. I guarantee you I'd have a bigger following than Brian if I hadn't been deleted 19 times. But because Brian has a bigger following, he reaches way more people. That's the way it works. When you have a bigger channel, you have more weight in the algorithm. You show up at more people's feeds. But anyway, Brian writes, COVID-19 is a lie. For proof, go to www.highimpactflix.com and click on the CNN video. CNN says, we have massively overestimated the fatality of COVID-19. Now, this is all true, but the thing is, like, this is just a dumb way to make an argument because that was one broadcast in a 24-hour news cycle of CNN where the other 23 hours were in direct contradiction to this. So a brain-dead zombie, they're going to be like, okay, well, that's what one news anchor said, but the other 23 hours, the news anchor said the exact opposite. So by that logic, I could write 23 out of 24 say COVID-19 is the truth. 1 out of 24 is a lie. So why are you resorting to these types of arguments? Like, this isn't going to win any battle. This isn't going to expose any agenda. We already know that the mainstream media is full of shit. You know? There's no one on YouTube that doesn't know that the mainstream media, let me take that back. There's no one searching on YouTube for truth-related content that doesn't already know that the mainstream media is full of shit. So something like this, it furthers nothing. It furthers nothing. And let me just read on. He has some more written on here. CNN says okay, wait, hold on. Next one. They also report fewer than 40,000 U.S. deaths will occur from COVID-19 this year. That's less than the flu. Well, that is true. So, I mean, that is a good point. It's a good point. But the brain-dead zombie who reads all the print will say, yeah, but COVID-19 has a higher fatality rate than the flu once it's contracted. But then really you got to be like, again, it doesn't really make any sense because it's just like how the mainstream's reporting things like, at a Boston homeless shelter, they just tested all 400 homeless patients or homeless people, and 164 tested positive for COVID-19, but none had any symptoms. Now imagine in flu season testing 400 homeless people for flu and 164 tested positive for flu. How many of them do you think would be showing symptoms? Probably all of them. Unless they'd just gotten over it and they were in the healing period, or they just contracted it maybe the day before, like, the sore throat and the cough and the runny nose starts and the headache. So then he writes, according to the CDC, the regular flu kills almost 60,000 people a year in the U.S., but we never shut anything down for that. Ask yourself, okay, yeah, this is all stuff I'm saying too. So he writes, ask yourself, why are we shutting down for COVID-19? We don't shut down for Ebola, Zika, swine flu, SARS, or MERS. Their agenda is to get you acclimated to the removal of your freedoms. Don't let it happen. Well, I mean, hasn't that been going on our whole lives? It's just like they've already got us acclimated. The American people are well acclimated to losing their freedoms. No one lifted a finger after 9/11. No one really objects to paying income tax when we learn as children in state school that this nation was founded on people that rebelled against too much taxation and who did not want to be taxed on their income. And a lot of the founders did not believe in people being taxed on their income. But we all pay taxes on our income now. George W. Bush. How many presidents go with that? Trump, Obama, Bush. So 3 presidents ago, George W. Bush, he said out of his own mouth, the Constitution is just a piece of paper. We don't have a Constitution anymore. We don't have any freedoms anymore. The culture of this nation is, what is it? Don't question, follow, trust Big Brother, trust media, end of discussion. I mean, that's pretty much the cultural mindset. So he writes again, the agenda is to get you acclimated to the removal of your freedoms. Don't let it happen. We must unite historically. Tyranny kills far more people than diseases and natural disasters combined, excluding wars. People are forced to close their businesses. They're going broke. They can't make their payments. The stimulus will devalue our dollar and lead us into hyperinflation and a cashless society. If we let that happen, America is done. America is already done. And yeah, I mean, all this is true. All this is going to happen. But honestly, man, if you really want to prove an agenda, the only way to prove it that I'm aware of is with Gematria. Because every single day, if you teach somebody this knowledge, they can look and go, wow, another bullshit story by the exact same numbers. Again, every day it's Gematria date numerology. It's the same damn thing every single day. And by the way, when Trump spoke at the World Economic Forum, January 21st, 2020, that was a date with 62 numerology. What's 62 equal? Mason. How much was the stimulus? 6.2 trillion. Again, it's a Masonic agenda. So, again, I mean, this would be a lot more impactful flyer. I like what he wrote down here, the lower part. This is good, but this big bold print, I mean, this isn't a convincing argument. This is such an easy argument to beat even as a brain-dead sheep. Just like I said at the beginning, you go, well, out of CNN's 24-hour news coverage that day, 23 out of 24 things went against this statement. So, again, you want to prove the agenda, you have to understand the code that they work by. And Brian knows the code. I taught it to him very well. I gave him a 3-hour video lesson just for him. He watched it, and then his response was, You know, he got in front of the camera and cried for an hour and a half. He's like, there's this guy out there who thinks what he's teaching is better than what I'm teaching. Yeah, what I'm teaching is 1,000,000 times better than what you're teaching. You're not teaching anything. You're teaching people to watch news and go, look, man, the news is bullshit. No fucking shit, man. No fucking shit, the news is bullshit. Who doesn't know that? So, you want real evidence of an agenda? Learn Gematria. You can use it every single day. I have proven that for 7 years straight, every single day. That's not an exaggeration. What is 7 times 365? We're getting close to 3,000. We're just shy of 3,000 straight days of proving the relevance of Gematria without ever being proven wrong a single day. I mean, I feel bad for coincidence theorists. They put the numbers right in front of your face every single day that they're encoding in the story. That's why I saw it before I even knew Gematria. It's like it's all number rituals. National emergency on 911. Flight 77 hits the 77-foot tall Pentagon on the 77th meridian 77 minutes after taking off. Pentagon construction began September 11th, 1941. You learn Gematria, World Trade Center 77, September 11th is word 77. Again, these people, their biggest mistake was operating by this code because it gives them away. But I do believe, I don't like to use that word believe, but I do believe the reason they work by this code is because there is like a magical spell significance to it. Again, you got to ask yourself, how is everybody in such a hypnotic state, oblivious to the obvious? These people are working by these occult practices, including Gematria, which comes from Kabbalah. And I think there's other elements to their magical spells, but this is definitely a big part of it. And think about it. Spell, spelling, magic, words, Gematria. So. And also, I want to say thank you to the, you know, in that last live stream when I asked if you guys could go over and bombard that video to see if they'd help spread the word over there. There was like, the last live stream I did earlier today, there was like almost 600 people watching, the one I did this morning. And I asked if you guys could go over here to this Blaze TV that interviewed me in Olympia. And if you guys could... Whoa. I asked if you guys could blast his video. Now, he does have a video coming out later today about it, which still hasn't come out, so maybe he'll put it there. But in case he doesn't, because he didn't put it in this first video, again, I asked if you guys could come over here and blast his comment section and say, hey, be sure to share your interview of GematriaEffectNews or Zachary K. Hubbard, which is my name. It's probably better to put GematriaEffectNews. Guys, to do this so that he's more likely to share the interview, because a lot of new people will find this work. And people who need to find the work, because this is a guy who's appealing to Donald Trump people. But hold on, let me scroll down here. I did see that some people came over here. So Northern Risen, I saw that he left a comment. So thanks, Northern Risen. And then, hold on. I went down here. So ERMAV did it, thank you. Brian Price did it, thank you. Chris Eli did it, thank you. Blue Ice did it, thank you. And I was scrolling down, and I didn't see anybody else down here. So, I mean, how many people is that? There was nearly 600 people watching, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 people out of 600 came over and did the small favor that I asked. You know, how many seconds does it come over to type in, whoops, I meant to type in Blaze TV. But I mean, to search Blaze TV, to click on it, to go to the video, to just write that comment. I mean, you could probably do that in 20 seconds. And out of 600 people, 5 people did it. Man, that's less than 1%. Something that would have took 20 extra seconds. So, again, you guys, it just reminds me, like, when I was 18 and I saw the nation I lived in and just how wrong things were, I just think back like, man, what if I was 18 if I just done what I knew I needed to do? Just leave the country and just go live a better life? I mean, I worked my ass off just putting in all hours every single day for 7 years straight doing this. And I did stuff even before I got on YouTube. You know, I've been doing this stuff the whole time ever since 9/11, speaking out everywhere. But most people just can't even go take 20 seconds out of their day to leave a comment. They can't even pitch in $1 a month to help us build up the movement we need. Like this Blaze TV, I noticed when I clicked on this, I noticed up here, that's, what's his name? That's cable news guy up there. I can't think of his name right now. Right-winger. I can't think of any of these right-winger guys' names, but this guy right here is well known. I just can't even think of his name. But so, okay, this guy's connected to something bigger is what I'm saying. And he's probably not going to share my interview because he's a pro-Trump guy and he's playing into the political divide, the political narrative, the left-right thing. And what I shared with him is about how Trump is part of this agenda, which is New World Order. I didn't give him anything partisan. I just exposed the agenda. The video he uploaded is partisan. It's about right versus left, the whole paradigm they got people stuck in. And that's what was, going on with all these people that were at this protest in Olympia on Sunday. They're all there waving their flags. Trump's going to save us. Trump 2020. It's just like, no, Trump is not going to save you. Trump's going to sell you further down the river, just like all these politicians do. And it's not about Republican and Democrat. It's about seeing that our federal government is completely owned and controlled by the mega bankers, by the mega corporations, and so are our state governments. We are a nation that is controlled by the wealthy elite, from the federal government to the state government. That is what people need to understand, and the only solution is what Thomas Jefferson told you. Thomas Jefferson said every 19 years a new constitution should be written. Every 19 years there should be a revolution, and he didn't pick 19 years by accident. It was the same agenda then that it is now. The order out of chaos agenda. Chaos is 19. The moon's on a 19-year cycle. It's why 2020 is reminding you of 2001 when 9/11 happened. It's why they've called this thing COVID-19, and it came at the end of 2019. Don't forget, I'm the same person who told you September of 2018 that the next 9/11 was going to happen sometime between August of 2019 and possibly early into 2020. But I said you will see the next 9/11 within that period of time, and sure enough, you did. They're saying this started in late 2019, and now look at 2020. These people work by a very specific code that we have totally decoded, understood, unlocked, exposed, and we can't get anyone who has a platform to share it because they're all caught up in this shit, And in this guy's video, he starts the video where he didn't show my interview and he's talking about right-left stuff. He's talking about how his channel is all about the truth and all he cares about is the truth. No way, man. No way. And again, I don't know what to do either, man. I can't get anyone with a big channel to help out. I can't get you guys to take 20 seconds out of your day to blast a comment somewhere. No one wants to lift a finger. You guys just want to watch the next YouTube video. So the only reason I keep getting on here is because I got this hope that, man, the next video is going to be the one that's finally going to take off. It's finally going to get the word out. So, done that about 10,000 times now. Some videos have taken off, but not anymore on this channel. Now they've been censored 19 times. I mean, I can't get any views now. Let's see what the most views was. Consider on the last channel that got deleted, I had several videos with over 500,000 views. The first channel that got deleted, I had 2 videos that had finally reached 1 million views. That was back in June of 2017. I mean, there were times when I could get views, but now look at these views. Most popular, let's see. Most popular, 73,000. That was Kobe. People cared about Kobe's death, but I mean, this still isn't very good. When I got deleted in June of 2017, every video I did got more views than this, all of these. September of 2019 when I got deleted. I've been deleted 3 times since September of 2019. But, I had like a full page of walls with views. I had like 50 videos that had over 100,000 views or more, which is okay, but now it's just like total censorship mode. I mean, it's hard to get anything to 20. Look at this. How many videos are on this channel? I'm going to guess there's at least 300 videos on this channel, and out of those 300 videos, which all deserve to have tons of views, we got 6 that have reached 20,000. It's not good. So, if you want to leave this lady a Facebook comment, you can find her Facebook profile. Lisa Blomberg. What is it? Blomberg. It only has one O in it. It's not Bloomberg. It's Blomberg. But, all right. Going to go back to writing the book. Hopefully people read it this time. So, we'll leave it there. Oh, I see somebody sent a super chat. Thank you. And let me check it out real quick. Soto in Santa Cruz says, ain't much, but the work is the only damn truth out there. Been awake a long time, but ZH was the icing. Keep it up, bro. I appreciate it, man. And $5 is a lot. You know, just to make the point. So right now there's 640 people here. I'm just saying, if everyone sent $5, what would that be? It would be like $3,500. It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. You could get enough gas money to circle the nation, pound the pavement for $3,500. And Bad Fella says Sam Tripoli I can come back on his show. It's been a year since I was on his thing. I think I did his live stream April 15th, 2019. It was a good one. It was a good one. But I haven't seen him reach out to me. I'll send him another email, so appreciate it, man. And for the person asking me if I have video about the Olympia rally, I do. It's on one of those little square GoPro 8s. And what I need to go do, I'll go do it right now, actually. I was going to go write my book, but I'll go drive to Best Buy and I'll park my car in the car line so I can wait for the representative to get me the little cord that they should already put in the box when you buy it. Because I need a cord that goes from the camera to the computer to get the video off it. And it's just amazing how you can spend like $500 or whatever it is on a camera, and they can't put the little cord in there for you. You got to go back and spend $10 or $15 more on a cord. And thanks, Grant Roger. I appreciate that, man. You didn't have to do that. You gave me 2 super chats yesterday, but thank you very much. Grant Roger just paid for the cord so that I can get the video from the GoPro 8 to the computer. So I guess I'll go do that. And as soon as I get the cord and figure out how to extract the video, I'll upload it, and you can see what it was like talking to people at the Olympia protest. So yeah, I like that, Jeremy. That's a good idea. Shout out to Jeremy White. Hey, if you guys aren't subscribed to JHW3D, check out his YouTube channel. Check out his Instagram page. He's doing good work over there. He's making some nice Gematria memes. Victor C, he's going to be taking up the sports thing for me along with Rod. Victor C's in the chat. Victor's going to be doing the sports thing. Once sports get going again. I don't know if Victor has something going on the NFL draft. I'll be surprised if Joe Burrow doesn't go number 1. But remember the Joe Burrow, Joe Montana thing? It's all synced up. Joe Montana beat the Bengals in 2 Super Bowls. Now the Bengals got the number 1 pick. This is a big riddle here with Joe Burrow and Joe Montana. Okay, you guys don't have to give all these super chats, man. I wasn't trying to get on here and beg for money. Trust me. Okay, thank you, everybody. I'm going to sign off so you guys don't send any more. I really do appreciate it. Annie University, thank you. Miss Mildred, you've already done so much. If I knew how to cook, Miss Mildred, I'd make something nice and send it back to you in the mail. So, Miss Mildred, thank you. Angela, thank you. Sabino, thank you. Miss Mildred sent $20 to ask the question, what channel do we need to bombard? Again, it's this channel because he has an interview with me in Olympia, and I don't think he's going to share it because I didn't realize what he was about when he interviewed me. But now that I see what he's about, I'm thinking, man, he's probably not going to put out the interview because he's a Trump guy. But this guy, he's out of Los Angeles. He flew to Olympia. He was there with his film crew, and they actually sought me out, and they asked for me to share with them what I was talking about. So I taught them about Trump and, you know, the 222 thing. And I talked about it earlier in this video. I know you got here late, but I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before, Miss Mildred. But, you know, Trump at the World Economic Forum and Event 201 and all that. So I talked to him about that and shared that information. And he put out this 23-minute video on the protest, but he does say in this video that he has another video on the protest, a longer one, coming out today. So it's possible that in this longer video that has not come out on his channel, but he said it will come out today, it's possible in the longer video he will include the interview. I have a feeling, though, he's not going to, because he's a Trump guy, and what I was saying goes against Trump. And I also didn't realize that he has these connections to these people. I cannot think what this guy's name is. He used to be on Fox News. I think he was on... And then this guy's right-wing... People think he's funny. I can't think of his name either, but I'm like, okay, this guy's connected to some pretty big names, all of which I cannot remember right now. But he has a big platform, and he gets a lot of views, so if he did share the knowledge that I'm talking about, we could find more people and hopefully wake up some of these Trump people. So I asked everyone if they can go to this Blaze TV thing and just say, hey, be sure to share the interview you did with GematriaEffectNews. And again, I said that to 600 people earlier. 5 people left a comment. And I'm grateful for those 5 people, but where's the other 595 people at? I guarantee you if 600 people left a comment, he'd be like, whoa, a lot of people want to see that GematriaEffectNews interview. Okay, it's a super chat eruption. I can now I can almost afford a whole new GoPro camera. You guys, really, you don't have to donate anymore. I am very grateful for everyone donating. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are all doing all right now. As most of you know, I'm making more money than I need for myself, but realize the money that does come into this movement that I raise through my Patreon and book sales, it is being saved. And it is being saved for the purpose of getting a building and putting it towards employees. It's just we need to establish a significant enough revenue stream per month so that we know going forward we can maintain our employees, maintain our building. So the money's being saved that's coming in, but I still need to see the community step up and pledge that $1 a month. If you're pledging $1 a month, that means you're pledging $12 over the course of a year, which is 3 pennies a day. I'm telling you, if all of my subscribers did that, we would have 5 full-time employees, we would have a studio, and we would have money to travel. And this Blaze TV, they obviously have resources. He flew up from Los Angeles to interview for the day. That's the kind of thing GematriaEffectNews needs to be doing because we have a more powerful message. Our message is way more important, but we don't have resources. Not enough, I should say. We have some resources. We don't have enough. We need to get our word out. So... thank you to everyone who's donating right now. Eichendorf Joseph, I hope I'm saying that right. You're 16 years old and you donated $5. Thank you very much. And if you want to learn more about Gematria, you guys, if you pledge $1 to Patreon, it opens up all of the Gematria Effect School lessons, and you can get the copy of my book right now. I made everything $1 because people are out of work. So for $1, you can get all the Gematria Effect School lessons. You can get the book, $1 on Patreon. Thanks, Ann Bradley. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yana, I appreciate it very much. Sorry if I'm saying your guys' names wrong. Ajani, thank you very much. Ajani says, blessings to everyone looking for the truth. And... M the Stylist, thank you very much. Very generous of you. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you, Nika. Thank you, GC. GC, you already support the Patreon, man. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jared. Yeah, there's the name. So Jared knows the names of these people. I appreciate it. I couldn't remember their names, but that's the names of these people up here in the banner. Glenn Beck is this guy right here. And what's the other guy's name? Steven Crowder? Is that it? Steven Crowder? Steven Crowder. Okay. And, yeah, thank you, Jared, and thank you, Jonathan. So, very generous, you guys. And if you missed, just one more thing before I go. YouTube is like putting me into greater and greater brackets of censorship. in the last 48 hours, my live streams aren't processing, so I'm having to download them on the back end and re-upload them. But like this video right here, it finally processed, right? I live streamed this yesterday morning, and they didn't let it come out of processing until like, I don't know, 15 hours later. I mean, normally a video processes for about 20 to 30 minutes. So they kept it in processing for 15 hours so nobody could see it who missed the live stream. That's why I re-uploaded it here. See, and then 9 hours after I re-uploaded it, then it came out of processing. And it was the same thing here. I saw that there was I found out in the middle of the night that there was a protest in Olympia, so I wanted to let people know about it. So I got up and made a I should have just made a video. But I got up and did a live stream in the middle of the night. It was like 2:30 in the morning. So I get up at 2:30, or I get up and I make the video because I was like, oh, I gotta let people know about this, and I guess I better be there. So I make this video saying, okay, there's a protest going on tomorrow. If you want to be there, I'll be there. And it was good because people did come out to meet me. But the thing was, if you didn't see the live stream, you didn't see the video, because when I woke up in the morning, the video hadn't processed, so no one could see it. So I was like, great. So it was like 7 in the morning when I got up. So I figured out how to download the video and then re-uploaded it. And I re-uploaded it right here. So see, I re-uploaded it 2 days ago, and then it comes out of processing yesterday. So they kept this thing in a state where no one could see it for over 24 hours. And they've done this before. I mean, it's nothing new. It's just like you go through waves where you can tell that the censorship is like more against you. And I've even noticed on my own channel, I'm uploading videos and I go to my videos tab and I can't even see the video anywhere that I just uploaded. And then it'll show up like 8 hours later. So realize my videos, most of my videos are probably not showing up in your subscription feed. And what you need to do to find them, and you might not even be able to find them this way, but you'll have a better chance of finding them if you go to the GematriaEffectNews page. When you go to the page, it starts on the Home tab. What you need to do then is click the Videos tab, and then you'll be most likely to see if I've made a video. But then even then, some of the videos might be censored. And a lot of times what I notice is when a video's not showing up that should, it's like there's a blank black space here. Like it's like there's an empty thumbnail area. And that's the video that it's not letting you see. So just realize you're probably not getting notifications for most things, and you're going to need to search the videos tab to most likely find it. And by the way, I uploaded this video from this woman right here who had a copy of this magazine, and a lot of you guys said she was a shill and stuff. I mean, I thought she was just reading the magazine. The whole reason I uploaded this is because she had a copy of the magazine and she read the whole article where Bill Gates says a lot of revealing things about 1997. And by the way, just one more note about that. She also, on that same page, she scanned every single page of the magazine so that you could have the article yourself. I mean, I don't think that's something a shill would do, especially when the magazine's going for $1,000 plus on eBay right now. But I downloaded the images that she included from the article. So if you go to my site, GematriaEffect.news, and search George Magazine, you'll find this. And she's got a lot of the... I noticed there's one page on there that she shows in the video that's not there, so maybe she missed a page here or there. I doubt she did it on purpose. But she's got the majority of the article here. And I know it is small, but if you zoom in, if you just use your zoom, you can read the article by zooming in. So, just a heads up there too. It's small unless you zoom in. But the article is here. And notice part of what's in that. 2020 Guide to the Future. And where she... I don't know if she knows Gematria or not, but she emphasized what was on page 74. And she goes, look at this on page 74. Worst case scenario, an overpopulated planet choked to extinction by a lung-attacking virus. Kind of like coronavirus attacking the lungs. And remember, Event 201, the simulation, was on the day leaving 74 days left in the year. October 18th, the same day the military World Games began in Wuhan, China, where 74, it's the number they always It's their number. It's why Gematria School Lesson 1, we talked about the number 74 before we talked about any other number. They love their 74. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's right across the street from the 74 square acre Seattle Center where the Space Needle is. The big needle. Needle, vaccines, Bill Gates, Mr. Vaccine, right across the street. King County, where Seattle is, where the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is. King County, coronavirus. Corona means crown. The king wears the crown. Bill Gates talking about all this back in 1997. George magazine, George 57, like Bill Gates, like vaccine, like Scottish Rite. George Washington, the Scottish Rite Freemason, inaugurated at age 57. So I wouldn't call everybody a shill. I think, she just wanted to share the magazine and maybe didn't agree with all of her commentary and opinions, but she was the one person in the world who heard about this and read the magazine article for us. And she said it was okay if I shared it on my channel, so I did. To me, it's just all about getting the information out there. So, all right, you guys. Thanks again. Appreciate all the generosity. You guys really didn't have to do that. And I see people are being even more generous. Somebody sent an $11.47 one. I get it. Just like our Trump speech started $11.47. Thank you. Thank you. I like your name. Why is the Y? Disambiguous. Very nice. By the way, you guys, this man right here, Disambiguous 144, I need to add you to my featured channels list. I'll do that because this guy just started making videos. And sorry, I don't know if you're a guy or maybe I should know that from your videos. I talk to a lot of people. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I don't mean to offend you, but you're doing great work on your channel. Disambiguous 144. I will link him in my featured channels. He's stepping up to the plate doing some gematria work, so I got to plug him in there. And he's leaving a lot of great comments too. Disambiguous says the girl with the Minnie Mouse picture, they changed the image of her shirt. I'll have to check that out. I didn't know that, so it doesn't surprise me though. Thank you, Zach Goodwin. Appreciate it. Thank you, 7154. All right, yeah, and if you guys can blast Blaze TV just one more time, if you can just go to Blaze TV and just one more time, because he has the interview. And if he puts that on his channel, no doubt, there's probably 100,000 people on there who could benefit from that video. I'm surprised he even wanted to interview me, honestly, because I didn't realize I didn't know who Blaze TV was, but they had their camera crew and their mic that said Blaze TV and their t-shirts. They looked official, and now I see big channel connected to big people. But they interviewed me. They got the information. They got the knowledge people need to know. I gave them probably a nice clean cut in maybe 3 minutes. So he's going to upload a video later today. He said there will be a video about the Olympia, Washington protest. Maybe he'll put it in there. So feel free to check out his video and see if he puts it in there. But he already did a video on it, and he didn't put it in his short video. And I understand why, because again, he's trying to sell Trump in this video. My message is completely contradictory to that. But if everyone can blast this video right here that says Americans revolt shutdown, protesters occupy. If everyone can leave a comment saying, please share the Gematria Effect News interview. And I'd write Gematria Effect News rather than Zachary K. Hubbard. Because I made a point about what was on my hoodie. I was wearing the Gematria Effect News hoodie, so that's probably more memorable to him than my name. So, all right, you guys, thanks again. Didn't expect all the generosity. I do appreciate it. Put it in the savings fund for building up Team Truth Seeker. And why is the Y? He just sent another super chat and said he just left a comment. So thank you again to everybody. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go buy that cord so I can upload the video of the footage from Olympia. And hope you enjoy that. And Disambiguous, I'm going to get you in my featured channels. All right. Thanks, Victor. Remember to support Victor on Patreon. He's doing the sports thing if you're into sports. Till next time.